Night Attack is brought to you by all of our lovely patrons over at patreon.com/Night Attack. Subscribe today to get the pre-show and after-show early. We had a great one today. Also, thank you to Doghouse Systems for powering the show. We're using their great computers, and you could also be using their great computers. Get yourself a free SSD when you get a Doghouse computer at doghousesystems.com/rogue and use promo code ROGUE, that's ROGUE, at checkout. Our friend ICU put together this previously on video for Night Attack episode 345.
My thumb, I cut it off accidentally. Chunk of my thumb.
That's the same finger. You're entering a world of fingers. And it's dangerous to be a finger in this world.
Oi, mate. Oi, I put seeds, but it's my testicles, isn't it? Oi.
Yeah, exactly. In it. That's what I do, in it. In it.
Oh, wait, is that it? That's the show start. Sorry, I thought it was more of the thing. Hello, beautiful people. It is go time for Night Attack. I'm Brian Brushwood, live in Austin, Texas, joined as always by my BFF and OAK, it's JRY. I was too busy feeling a wave of shame over that attempt to step outside of my British accent zone.
In it.
No, I'm going to go back to the Cockney. Hello, Governor. Oh, chim-chiroo.
No,
Wallabies.
I feel like I'm doing good with the in-its. I feel like that. I found a new home. Brian, how you doing, man? What's going on?
Good, man. I have a dumb story about a thing nobody cares about. It's Brian and Justin health updates. So, as you know, I had the COVID, and then I started walking, and then I started jogging, and now I'm up to jogging. And today I did the longest jog I've done in forever. There was some significant amount of walking in there, but I did a half marathon. I haven't done that in like 4 years. Oh, God, I hit the patronizing button.
No, good for you.
I was very excited. And here's my hubris. It's like 10.
What is a half marathon for people that are unaware?
13.1 miles. And
13.1 miles of walking and running.
Yeah. And so I was like, holy cow, man, in 2.5 hours, I wondered what the average is. And so I type in average pace, half marathon. And it says, all right, hey, it's me, the website. What's your gender? What's your age? What time did you get? And then I'm like, it says, congratulations, you ran a half marathon faster than 4% of average.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would presume that number is people that are running the entire time, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was this amazing deflation. I was so happy that I had done it. I think it's only the third time in my life that I've ever done it. And then I was just like, how does this compare? And it's like, you are next to last.
Well, yeah, but that's like your youngest daughter learning to speak and then being like, where am I next to George Carlin? And it's like, not close, baby. You barely know words. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, so that happened this morning, and then I read up on the iPhone, and it said, we were talking about that in the pre-show, and it sounded like a pass for me, but you're on the upgrade train, right?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess I'll just send in my old one, and I'll just get the new one, and I'll have buttons, and I'll have 5G, and that'll be more G's than I had before. I guess it's a little cheaper. I guess at least it seemed cheaper when I looked at it. The price like was under $1,000, so I was like,
the entry level like gym job was I think $750 or something.
No, I think that was that okay.
The iPhone 12 Pro is still $1,000.
The Pro is still $1,000, which is what I'll get because I'm a awful person.
No, because it's got that gigantic battery, and when you're back at the bars playing that Hearthstone. By the way, you hit that dad ledge.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I think I'm at like 7 or 8. Hey, I got a fun story for you.
Hit me up.
So your friend of mine, Andrew Heaton, comes into town.
Oh my God, that was the third item that I had on my list. I just wrote the word Andrew Heaton here.
So Andrew went to LA literally right before the coronavirus. And for those of you who have only heard Heaton on this program, understand that Andrew Heaton is a very, very, very social person. He enjoys people. He enjoys like gatherings. And he was there in LA because he is a comedian and a podcaster. And like, that's where people meet each other and do stand up and blah, 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 blah. So all of a sudden
he goes to LA specifically to feed his extroversion
specifically for
and
that.
to meet people.
COVID comes in. He's miserable. He bails from LA. He's hanging in Oklahoma. He was about to actually move back down to Austin. And I'm like, crazy idea. We both do political podcasts. Come on out to Oakland and we'll just podcast with each other for a month. Both of our audiences love each other. We drive up both Patreons. It's effectively war profiteering, but we probably won't get as much shit for it. Hooray. So he does. And he comes here now knowing that he hates LA, despises LA. And I'm like, this is great because no place on earth hates LA more than the Bay Area. They hate LA. You're going to fit in fine. It's great. He shows up. Initially, he's pissed. He's in Sacramento. He's filling up his gas tank. It's 90 degrees in October. And he's like, fuck Justin. This sucks. California's the worst. Comes into the microclimate of Oakland. It's fucking Scotland. Right? It's gray. There's a fog rolling in. This is like Heaton is an inverse Superman in that it's the absence of the sun that charges him. He just loves it. He wears tweed at all times. So he's in this scamper trailer, right? Comes in on Friday. We go on this fun cigar walk. Oh my God, it's a great time. Saturday, he comes over for a little dinner party. We have a cute female single friend. It's just literally like a thing that was built for Heaton. Heaton's having a great time through all of it, right up until he goes back to his car on Saturday night and he realizes that not only has the car been broken into and he had a bunch of shit stolen out of it, but in the process of stealing a bunch of shit out of it, the asshole who broke into his car failed to break into his driver's side window, then went over to the passenger side, failed to break that window too, and then went to town on one of the back windows and broke through that. So he's got to replace 3 fucking windows. And then he does a podcast today that I listened to, and it's just fuck California. And I was just decimated all day. I felt like such shit that I had taken him back here, and I felt like absolute total garbage. Like I offered to pay him all the money it costs to repair the car, and I just felt like such a pile of shit.
I had a very different experience with this story because, stop me if I've told this part of the story, I was running a half marathon this morning when I saw the title come in. I got robbed in Oakland. And then I was like, okay, hit play. And man, oh man, there's Andrew Heaton, who is polite and adorable and professorial and very kind and erudite in everything he says with very precise, kind language. And then there's Angry Heaton, who is polite and kind and puts together scathing multisyllabic. There you go.
Multi-salami.
He talks smart. He's a smart talking guy, and he talked all smart and was polite the whole time. But beneath the surface, man, you could hear that simmering, genuine rage.
Oh no, because I met him the next morning. For whatever reason, it was after like a certain time when my phone turns off the text message stuff, like past 10. So by the time that he left our apartment and texted me that he got his shit broken into, I did not get that until the next morning. I go and find him, and I just felt, honestly, it was the worst that I felt about anything this year. Like, and granted, low bar because I haven't done a lot this year, but like it was awful.
Well, I man, I would imagine being the reason that he came to Oakland definitely affected things, and being there and having to look him in the eye. But meanwhile, I was just loving, like, normally Heaton is very, very nuanced. He's very quick to steel man the other side of an argument. He's very quick to say, well, I would imagine from the other perspective, it looks like this. But the Heaton I heard this morning was like, somebody did graffiti of a communist symbol. Let me tell you something. Communism is the greatest evil there ever been. And then he starts rattling off these statistics about 48 million dead between the USSR and China. And I was just like, holy shit, who is this? It was amazing.
No, he was breathing hot fire, and I was just like, God, I should just die. I should just fall off a cliff and die. I should just, God.
Everybody, if you want to contribute to replace the laptop, the USB, everything's the medication they stole from him, and all the other stuff. Andrew at mightyheaton.com on PayPal, or Venmo is Andrew-Heaton-1, Heaton.
Yeah. So if you want to kick him a little bit extra,
dude,
I know he's already had a lot of Diamond Club support, and he is very, very grateful. We actually spent most of today recording stuff, so there was more conversation, and I can report firsthand that he is in a much better frame of mind. It was very good, I think, cathartic for him to do that podcast, but man,
he starts speculating over how it's probably a vegan thief,
because they did not have the strength to break the front two windows. Yeah,
Well, I mean.
Well, my biggest thing was that when we were hanging out on Friday and Saturday, it was like, oh fuck, like I've been working on my Heaton. Oh fuck, L.A. Yes, I'm Andrew Heaton, and I hate Los Angeles. It's the worst town in the world. And then he got his car robbed, and it was like, oh, fuck California. It's an entire shithole. I thought that there was one good part, but it turns out I was wrong.
He said some version of like California, or as I think of it, the vestigial hunk of ligament that attaches Mexico to Oregon. like it was some stringy piece of meat or whatever. Oh, it's so good. I'm sorry that you're having to go through the embarrassment.
Oh, no. Look, it's not even. I feel bad feeling bad because I didn't get fucking robbed, right? So like it is what it is. But I definitely felt like total trash. I felt like a gigantic wet piece of garbage that deserved to be eviscerated by God's own laser vision.
Do you know if he was just like parked on the street or in a place, or?
I don't know where he was parked, to be honest with you. He said it was downtown. And in my mind, I probably, like, this is where if I could go back in time, I'd be like, no, like not downtown. Like, or find some covered lot or something like that, or I would drive him from somewhere else, or I'd pick him up or something. But like, yeah, downtown's not the best place to be, and Oakland in general has like a higher rate of car break-ins than, let's say, Des Moines. But it certainly is not great on a Saturday night downtown.
Well, how long do you have to get everything smoothed over and get back, on the ramp up to Jollyville?
Oh, no. We're already reset. We're reset.
Okay.
We recorded stuff for my show and his show through the rest of the week. So it is all good. He is settled, and he can explain on his podcast. But I think his point is that he is resolved that is just the big dip on a roller coaster that has already begun to point further upward.
He paid the karmic price in advance. He went ahead and he bought the karma on layaway. like just go ahead, give me the bad first, and then everything will go great.
Yeah. Man, did I feel like a piece of shit? Just listening to, knowing his tone and knowing how angry he has to be to speak in that tone.
Like knowing what it takes to get him slightly ruffled. it's like moving that boulder all the way up to the top of the hill.
Oh my God. Yeah. And oh boy. Anyway. But please,
we can make everything better.
Subscribe to the Political Orphanage. If you would like more stuff from him, and you like me, and you like politics, now's the time to get on his Patreon, patreon.com/Andrew Heaton. We recorded probably about an hour and a half worth of stuff over the next 2 episodes. That'll just be on his show. So I basically did like a bonus episode that will just be split up into his feed. He did effectively the same for my episode on Wednesday and the bonus stuff on Thursday. So go ahead and get on both of our trains. In fact, if you did it right now, my podcast and Heaton's podcast, you could get on our Patreons until Election Day for only $18. That's it. $18, less than $20. You could get all the episodes that I'm doing 5 episodes a week until Election Day. So you will be not lacking for politically themed content from 2 people that you know, love, and trust.
Yeah, so think of it this way. If you went into a bar and you saw Andrew Heaton and Justin Robert Young there, imagine the $17 you would spend on a boot of beer for Justin and the 99 cents you would spend on a cup of tea for Heaton. Just go ahead and spend that now. Hey, man, speaking of Patreon.
Yeah. Patreon.com/Night Attack is where you can support this very show. You head on over there right now. You get on our RSS feed. You get our post show. You get our pre-show. Of course, you get the happy hours, man. We're working harder for you and have been this entire pandemic. Head on over there right now. Patreon.com/Night Attack.
And of course, if you are a new subscriber or if you up your pledge, then we thank you by randomly selecting one of you to freak you out and do a little thing we like to call...
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Night Attack new Patreon name chant corner hour. It's an hour of it.
Man, I love this one because it came in a scant 14 minutes before we started the live broadcast of this very show. I don't know where she is or what she's doing, but I just want to say thank you for the buck. Catherine K. Catherine K, you're probably watching live under an assumed name.
Catherine K.
Thank you, Catherine.
Also, Brian, we do a live version of this program. We record it live for the internet's pleasure. Twitch.tv/Night Attack is where you can watch it around 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Every single Tuesday we go live, and we like to shout out the audience that is watching live by telling a true story. Brian, let me let you know here that it was around Dan 33, which up in the North Country, we referred to as 733, mostly because Dan was a 7 and not a 10. I looked at the Biz Dism, which is what we like to call the newspaper, and I said, what's the Bob Cali? Because a newspaper is what we call the Alexa. The Babcat came back to me. Babcat's what we call sound, of course, up here in Lake Wobegon. And the DSA 89, which of course stands for the Democratic Socialists of America that were born in the year of 1989.
Very small group.
Pointed out to me that there was a vast anomalies afoot. I said, whoa. Where the hell did you get that, Merrill Bar? Because Merrill was there.
Yeah,
because he's usually...
He had the byline on it.
Exactly. And then I got up from my chair. I screamed my catchphrase, Sutter Kane. And then my pants fell down. The audience laughed. And then the production tag for Stoic Squirrel came up at the end because that was a pilot.
Nailed it. Smooth as silk, my friend. Oh, yeah. Who's the bit boss?
Thank you to Ren Igu for 200 bits, as well as Water Ice Scoop, who gifted 10 gift subs just now.
Hells yeah. All right, Bryce.
Yeah.
Take us in. You got a game? Where are we headed?
Well, first we have a guest, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't remember the order in which we do things.
Let's talk to our guest.
Let's bring our guest on.
Ladies and gentlemen, how do you like to be introduced, John? A comedian, podcaster extraordinaire, co-host of Blocked Party and the POD cast?
Yeah, that sounds great. I just want to clear something up right off the top. I do eat meat. just because the drivers and passenger side windows are tough to smash. What a lot of people don't know, they've been thickening that glass for years now.
That's true.
I eat meat every day. It has nothing to do with my strength or how good I am at swinging a baseball bat. Those windows are a bitch.
Now, I must say,
sometimes you got to go in the back.
Should have known it was the Canadian, of course, John Cullen of Blocked Party. Welcome to the show, friend. It's very, very good to have you.
That's great to be here, guys. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's going to be a blast to hang out. I've heard we're playing a game that Brian only vaguely knows the rules for, so it should be good.
Man,
I mean, number one, Brian playing a game for which he vaguely knoes the rules for is basically a constant state of affairs.
It's a running gag.
But before we go any further, though, you have a brand new album out, right?
Yeah, it's coming out this Friday. It's called Long Stories for No Reason. There it is right there. Yeah, it comes out October 16th. Anywhere you get your music or your comedy, Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, all that stuff. Yeah, I'm super pumped about it. I recorded it like 2 weeks before the world shut down, so it's a nice little window into our previous world, I think.
So, and you, it sounds like from the episode I listened to of Block Party, it was one that had friend of the show, Jack Allison on. And the conceit of Block Party, as I understand it, is people come on to talk about their harrowing tales of dabbling in social media, both good and ill.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, the sort of the conceit of the show is that the guests come on the show every week to talk about a time that they got blocked on social media, and then that's like 5 minutes of the show. So sometimes people get mad that it's not like a larger part of the show, but I don't know how much longer you would expect us to talk about it. And then we just talk about social media and everything, and it's good. I think you know, we definitely still, the odd time you'll see like a tweet pop up that's like, oh, I think the most sad thing you could have a podcast about is the internet, you know, or whatever. And then I'm like, oh shit, owned or whatever. But yeah, I think it's a fun show. And yeah, it's a weekly show and it's a blast. And I host it with Stefan Heck, who a lot of people watching this might know from Twitter as boring_as_heck. He's a well-known shit disturber on there. So we get into it.
How did the idea for the show come about? Are you yourself reckless on social media where did it come from?
No. Well, so a lot of people have described the actual conceit of the show as internet weirdo explains the internet to his normie friend. And I'm the normie friend. So like I'm online enough to know what's going on. I know the big players at any given time, but Stefan's on like weird Twitter or whatever, you know, and I am not, that's not my circle. So I just, you know, he kind of explains the internet to me and I'm like, okay, yeah, this seems crazy. And yeah, that's kind of how we had a podcast before that. And then Stefan sort of said, you know, let's try something different. Let's do, you know, I have this idea for bringing on people to talk about times they got blocked. And I was like, that sounds amazing. And here we are. Our 100th episode comes out on Monday. So.
Oh, holy shit. I can't believe you guys, that's such an awesome milestone. What is your favorite blocked story?
Ooh, good question.
Any further?
Oh, man. I mean, we've had some really good ones. I mean, the Jack Allison one that Brian was alluding to is I mean, it's pretty much got to be the best, right?
Yeah. Justin told me his perspective of it. It's the horse whisperer story.
Oh God,
yes. Exactly.
I mean, number one, here's the thing about, we've said this. I don't know if we've said this on the show proper, but like, Twitter is hell and Jack Allison's the devil. Like he is like I love him, but holy shit, man. Like I live my life just not wanting to like cross into a world in which Jack wants to just fuck with me, because like there's just a credo with him. He's like from like the old Neanderthal clans. Like he just follows a old message board, like a brand of magic that if you have not like steeled yourself in your like adolescence of having your most like soft underbelly not ripped asunder by internet strangers, then you're going to be destroyed by it. And that's exactly what happened with this horse
It's like
whisperer
Jack is the only one who understands that Twitter is prison, and he's the only one playing by prison rules. And so the softest jab gets you shivved in the middle of playtime. Playtime, is that what they call it in jail?
Yeah, that's a regular prison
playtime.
term.
Yeah, they really, and that's their favorite thing to say in prison. They are always like, I can't wait for playtime. It's going to be so awesome.
Exactly.
And they always say to the guards, can you give us some more playtime? Yeah, exactly.
What
Let's
is the
go.
word I'm trying to access?
Single file for playtime.
No, you got it with
I think you're
playtime,
thinking
dude.
of like exercise. Don't they call it like exercise? Or something? Yard time.
Yeah.
Recess,
Playtime.
baby.
Yeah, it's recess.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone finish your lunch, and then we'll get outside and we'll have some. We'll have some playtime.
I think it's called activities. Is it activities?
Everybody go
it's
to
gotta
groups.
be like exercise, isn't it?
You don't get a
Yeah.
green
It's
check
called
today.
exercise.
You get a frowny face.
Exactly.
Oh man, I like that. This is like this is us flexing our white privilege right here. Just
Exactly.
debating
Right.
what
We
they
know.
call the 1 hour of time out of prison
With
on
the
a
playtime.
Twitch show podcast, and we
I
think
know.
it's called playtime.
And man, most of it is me trying to find prison references, which are largely remembering comedic television shows and movies that took place in
Yes.
prison. Like,
Yes, exactly. What did they call it on Shawshank Redemption? I can't remember.
Yeah. What was the Arrested Development joke about that? But
Yeah, totally.
yeah. So, I mean, all right. One last thing about Jack Allison. Jack Allison fucked with the head writer of SNL.
And
So
what?
Yeah,
bad.
so we were embroiled. We were embroiled in
were
that,
you?
actually, Justin.
Okay.
That was So we were responsible for Michael Che learning what Patreon is, because if you don't know who Jack is, he's like he used to write for Jimmy Kimmel and decided that he hated the industry and left, and he talks about the industry in a way that a lot of people won't do or they're afraid to do.
Yeah.
And so he had been tweeting about how shitty SNL was and how he couldn't believe that anyone would be on that show or write for that show. And Michael Che at the time had deleted his Twitter, so he would respond to Jack by screen capping Jack's tweets and then writing Instagram stories about them. Wow, Bryce, that's so fast that you got that up. But yeah, so literally Michael Che. So Michael Che is getting all mad, and then Jack came on a bonus episode of our show. And we had already scheduled it with Jack, and then all of this Patreon stuff with all this stuff with Michael Che happened on the day we were going to do the bonus episode. So Jack came on and talked about the Michael Che stuff, and then he talked about it on Twitter. And then Michael Che started responding to it, being like, "You got to pay $5 to hear this guy talk. Like, what kind of fucking podcast charges $5 to go on the LOL $5? Wow, these guys are doing great." Like, he was making it sound like it was really like we're shitty for doing it or whatever. And then
he's comparing it to Spotify. That Spotify
I pay Spotify $10 a month for all the music in the world.
I just want to point this out for everybody because it might not be clear unless you were around the world of comedy. The head writer of SNL is the kind of alpha job in comedy. You might not like SNL. You might think it's garbage. You might think it's trash because every comedian thinks that SNL is trash. But in terms of like
until they get
respect,
that audition.
Well, no, yeah. In terms of respect
exactly.
in the industry for writing, like that's it. That's like, it's like being the president. It might not be the best job when you're there, but it's certainly like a top of a food chain. That man is there. And he's trolling through your Patreon page and then like spending his days screen capping Jack Allison's tweets. And I'm like, I don't know if a man has been more thoroughly destroyed in the brain than having to knock over. He's so mad. He's throwing out his hands and gold doubloon stacks are knocking off his table. Like this is the man who is on top of the world. And he's like, oh, fuck. Like Patreon. Fuck Patreon. I spend more money on
this?
Spotify.
1 second,
Who the hell do
sweetheart.
these guys
There's
think
a
they
Twitch
are?
streamer that needs to be served.
Oh my God.
So yeah, it was hilarious. And then yeah, so he was getting so mad at us for just having a Patreon. And then I think he was trying to like also say that like we sucked or whatever. And like our Patreon is, we do pretty well on Patreon. So it was even funnier that his whole point was like, oh, these like, who the fuck are these guys or whatever. And then and then everyone started like DMing him, being like explaining Patreon to him and then telling him he should go on Blocked Party. And it got wild. It was a fun like 2 days.
Oh my God.
Was there ever
So
any kind
amazing.
of smoothing over or reconciliation, or did one of you get blocked? I guess he wasn't on Twitter, so you couldn't get blocked. You can't block anyone on Instagram.
He didn't. I don't think he blocked anyone on Instagram, to be honest. I think he just like some people he didn't really respond. Like he didn't respond to people. But then Jack wrote like an article about it later on about how Michael Che had like responded to him through Instagram and all this stuff. And then that got Michael Che. I think he rejoined Twitter to get mad at Jack's article, and it was just nuts. Like it's a level of online I can't fathom. And it's funny too, because I've heard that Michael Che is like a great guy. Like he's played we have a Just for Laughs festival up here in Vancouver called Just for Laughs Northwest. He's played it like twice. And I've heard he's just like an awesome guy to be around, and he seems very laid back and cool, but he's like all the rest of us. Once we get online, the brain disease is too heavy.
And it's a bit like getting, oh, go ahead, Justin.
It's just, again, Twitter's hell and Jack's the devil. At a certain point, it's like, if you're not, again, I genuinely believe if you at one point did not like have your entire self-esteem fall apart because of a message board flame war in your like very early teens, then Jack will be able to get under your skin. He knows all of these tricks. He knows the cadence and frequency of the post. There's just something that he's very, very good at that, like, again, he has this man, the top of the food chain. Like this is the apex predator is like, this algae, fuck you, algae. You think you're better than me?
It's this event horizon, right? It's like, and I think that's part of the reason we all are so fascinated with the story is because we've all been there, where it's like you dip one toe over that event horizon, and it's like you can't. You just have to keep doubling down and hoping you come out the other side of the black hole. But you definitely get drugged right down in it.
Oh God, yeah. But no, this is an amazing, obviously rich vein for conversation on Blocked Party. You guys are doing such an amazing job there. So let's do shittier show on this program. Bryce, we got a game.
Hey, we do. Do you hear that?
What is it?
Do you hear that?
Is it?
Oh, that's right, folks. It's time. The monster match is back. This is our favorite.
It's the hypothetical Halloween.
A monster match, October 2020. That's right. Hypothetical Halloween. We have got, if you don't know the monster match, and why would you? Really, why would you?
I mean, in my case, because I played it twice before. That's why I would.
Exactly.
3 times.
3 times.
I don't know if he really did it, but I imagine, listeners, that Bryce just stared right at Brian when asked if you don't remember how to play it. Because Brian admitted in the pre-show he didn't remember what the game was.
He's the Jack Allison of not giving me the satisfaction of even acknowledging that I don't remember anything.
So this is our monster-sized elimination tournament game. So
as long as that's right. Now I do remember this.
That's right. So
it's like a Final Four thing.
We put together the top 16 of something, and then we go through single elimination bracket to find out what is the best of those things. Because it's October, I thought, hey, why don't we put together some of the most popular Halloween characters? So because with our friends over at HalloweenCostumes.com, #SpawnCon, we have found what seems to be some of the most popular Halloween outfits. So we are going to be
Slutty nurse.
So we are going to be putting the characters that those outfits are about through a series of menial tasks. And the 3 of you are going to decide who wins each matchup. It's the monster
Slutty
match.
Dr. Fauci.
Slutty C3PO. Slutty coronavirus.
Slutty Amish lady.
And of course,
Sorry, is that
as has always been on this game, once a winner is determined, we hear the scream
God
of
damn
the
it!
loser.
God damn it! You son of a bitch! I thought we were gonna get through this entire month.
That's right. So,
I hate this scream, John. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this is gonna happen, but like, no, that scream's fine. It's Bryce
that's
found
you?
like this. Bryce found this pack of
Screams.
blood curdling screams, and there's one that is like of a woman, just like a true. Yes, that's it. That's the scream. And so he just loves playing it, and I guess it's October, so he's allowed to now.
And
But
stuff.
apologies to the audience.
no apologies to the audience.
I'm apologizing to the audience.
Wrong game.
Can I say something before we start?
Yes,
please do.
My birthday is on Halloween.
No kidding.
Oh,
I don't know if
congratulations.
that adds to
So
the game
every
or not,
time
but
we're all magicians are mourning the death of Harry Houdini, you're having a party.
that's exactly right, and it's
Yeah.
specifically for the death of Harry Houdini.
You're
Since I was a young
You have a
boy.
banner that says, "I'd punch him again."
Exactly. Fuck Houdini. Happy birthday, 2020.
Have you ever thought that if your life was a horror movie, you'd definitely either be the protagonist or the first person killed?
I think I'm probably the first person killed because I think both just given my personality, but also I would be the one, like we're all in the cabin, like maybe the four of us are all trapped in the cabin, and I'm like, well, I'm prepared for this because I was born on Halloween and I'm ready. Like this is my element, you know. I'm not scared of anything. You know, and then
You'd
I'd
be
get,
there
like,
with the
gutted
bravado,
or
with
whatever.
like the
Oh,
hemp
yeah.
candle that was blessed by a
Yes.
wizened old lady.
And then it's got to be fucked up.
Not
the
a
way-
witch,
it's
just
like,
an old
somebody
woman.
comes
I
in
didn't
with like
know
a chainsaw up your butt or something. Like
Yes.
there's something really fucked up.
Yeah.
Wizened old lady.
Yeah, he said
100%.
not a witch.
Old
Sure.
This
lady,
was
not a
blessed
witch.
by the oldest stripper at the local club.
So this is the monster match. Basically, we're going to take two costumes, put them up against each other, and I will give you a prompt for that, and you guys are going to vote who wins. So let's go into our first matchup here. The number 1 seed, with a price of $49.99, includes a backpack, a wand, and 4 name badges. It's a Ghostbuster.
Oh.
All right.
The Ghostbuster is going up against the number 16 seed, $34.99, with padded arms, hat, and pipe. It's Popeye.
Oh, that's an amazing picture. Hey, real quick before we get into the discussion in here. Speaking of busted, making me feel good. That new Neil Cicierega album is out, and I heard mixed things. Bryce, is it any good?
I think it's okay. I like the previous album better.
Yeah, the last one was such a banger from beginning to end. Like the first track was strong. Maybe a little bit too many visits on Smash Mouth for more than necessary. Too many All Stars. But that whole album was great. This one was kind of hot and cold. Although there was a couple. God, I can't remember the specific one. There's one about halfway through that really tickled me.
There's a great Rick Astley one.
All right. So a Ghostbuster versus Popeye.
That's right. A Ghostbuster of your choosing versus Popeye.
Okay, so we got King Steroids, who takes magic green steroids and then punches people. And we've got 2 scientists, Loudmouth and a blue-collar badass, all who have, fusion reactors, nuclear reactors on their backs?
Yeah.
You get one. You don't get
one
a 4.
Ghostbuster.
You get
That's
one
right. It's
Ghostbuster.
not a 4-pack.
That's right.
Buster, not Buster.
But you get to pick which one. If that
Singular
matters.
Buster.
Oh shoot! Which Ghostbuster would we pick?
Well, let's
It's up to you.
take a look at the challenge. We've got challenge number 13 for you. The Ghostbuster and the Popeye. Between them, which would be the most effective in a one-on-one wrestling match?
Oh, well now.
Ghostbuster or Popeye?
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
No,
It's easy.
I can't believe I'm saying this. It's got to be Popeye, right?
For
Well,
sure.
number 1. Yeah. Also, I'm sorry. Did I miss the obit? Is Popeye dead? No, he ain't. He ain't a ghost. He ain't gonna get busted by a goddamn
that was a
Ghostbuster.
dig on Harold Ramis. I was really upset
I was
for a
very
second.
confused for a second as well.
No,
I was like, Popeye's alive, I think, but he's also
Popeye's
a fictional character.
alive.
So,
Well, so's a Ghostbuster, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess by that logic, Robin Williams is dead and
but-
Harold Ramis is dead.
Yes, that is a good
so-
point.
Shit. You're right.
You got to think about that.
Okay,
Gotta
But
consider
also,
it.
the remake died at the box office. So how do we factor that?
Well, that's also true.
Am I right?
Here's the other question: Is doesn't Popeye every single episode spend most of his time syllabic? Doesn't he spend most of his time getting his ass handed to him, and instead in the last minute he discovers the power of drugs?
And then, well, but he's usually fighting somebody that's like 7 times his body weight. That's why he gets his ass kicked. Like he's
Right.
fighting Pluto, who is like a fucking polar bear who swallowed a refrigerator and is being very very pre-Me Too with olive oil. And then he's trying to white knight his way through it. And the next thing you know, he takes steroids and he beats the living shit out of this goon.
Was Brutus a different bad guy from Bluto? Like, I feel like there was some amount of time they shifted
Oh, is
to
it
another
Bruto?
one. It
Bruto
was
or Blue?
I believe like
No,
Brutus?
Bluto's right.
Yeah. Bluto was like, one was the comic, one was the cartoon. Various times there's a whole thing about it.
I think Bluto was the prime minister of Pakistan for a while. That's a deep cut. That's a deep cut for only some people in the chat are going to enjoy that.
Sure.
Apparently
Only
a later-
international history majors are they're gonna be rolling.
Apparently, a later incarnation of Bluto is Brutus.
Yeah.
Oh, Brutus.
Okay, in the TV series
By
of
the way,
1960.
Brutus looks more like a conventional guy who's getting kicked out of a Michigan bar. Like
Brutus
Bluto
looks
seems more like a cartoon character.
He looks like he's
Yeah.
about to paint your house, but he'll use it with like extra leaded paint or something.
Brutus looks like Bear Hugger from Super Punch Out.
Yeah.
Very similar. The Canadian stereotype that we had to fight against for years after Super Punch Out came out.
Okay, so I got a question. Is it just assumed that if you get Popeye, at some point the spinach magically shows up?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, then it's got
I
to
mean,
be Popeye.
if we're assuming that the Ghostbusters have their nuclear reactor on their back,
I will
right?
say-
Like, then
I will
he gets the spinach.
Now, I will say that the Ghostbuster costume does include the backpack, the wand, and the name badges. The Popeye costume only includes padded arms, hat, and a pipe.
Yeah.
No, but the padded arms assume he has already eaten the spinach.
Yeah.
Because he has thin arms.
He's already
until
juiced
he eats
up,
the spinach.
Walking
yeah.
into the ring.
Like, Bryce, am I supposed to imagine that it is me wearing either one of these costumes and I'm just fighting myself, but I'm using the power? You're like, well, the Ghostbuster costume does come with the backpack and wand and the pop. Like, if I'm just wearing both of these costumes, everyone loses.
No, it's the characters. You are taking the actual characters.
All right.
themselves.
Okay.
I gotta
think
assume the referee
Sorry, go ahead,
is
Brian.
going to call a foul on the use of a nuclear device, but not a foul on the eating of spinach. And so I'm going to guess that one will be disqualified and the other will get his ass handed to him by Popeye.
It's gonna be like, one uppercut and then next thing you know, the Ghostbuster keeps going up and then like he blinks into the star system because he has created a new celestial being.
Yeah, I'm going to vote Popeye. Hate to say
I'm
it.
Popeye. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
All right, it's
All right.
unanimous.
There we go. It's a shutout for Popeye. Congrats to Popeye.
Wow,
Number
that was
one,
our
getting
number one
upset
seed,
in the
right?
first round.
Ghostbuster.
Look out.
That's right. This Popeye was the number 16
16
seed.
seed.
on this.
Wow,
What
Cinderella.
an upset.
All right. Matchup number 2. Our number 8
Do you
seed.
think? Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Brian, do you think any of your girls know who the fuck Popeye is? Is there any representation of Popeye in modern media?
Oh man, it's too late to call and find out. I think they do. I'm almost certain they do. They probably don't know about the super racist war propaganda "You're a Sap, Mr. Jap" starring Popeye.
Likely not.
Yeah.
All right. Our number 8 seed.
Mash.
With her iconic hat, scarf, and briefcase for $29.99, it's Carmen Sandiego.
Oh, baby. Straight to the top.
Shit.
Carmen Sandiego.
Should we do the a cappella song right now? Where
Bop.
in the world
Beep, beep,
is
beep,
Carmen
dop.
Sandiego? Steal her soul in South Korea, baby. Then it goes down under from the Red Seas to Greenland. She'll be singing the blues.
Wait. Take the and a slow boat to China. Tell me where in the world is
Carmen
Carmen
Sandiego.
Sandiego.
Danny DeVito.
All right, Carmen is up against the number
I
9.
didn't realize until realizing that was an actual costume that I might have a fetish, but please go ahead.
Carmen is hot as shit.
Dude, I
No
didn't know.
question
I mean,
about
I
it.
know. I know too many world capitals to not fucking get a half
You're
check just even
absolutely
looking
right.
at that.
No question about it. I made a Benazir Bhutto joke earlier, so you know for sure.
Hey,
Carmen
who
Sandiego is
who
for
stole the
me.
Washington Monument and put it in my pants?
Yeah, exactly. Whoa, wow.
Carmen's up against the number 9 seed, 49.99.
Now listen to this, gumshoes. It appears that your sexual drive is formed between the ages of 8 and 16. You now have discovered a deep-seated feeling for red trench coats and yellow scarves.
That's what the magnifying glass was for.
All right,
We didn't
who'd
know
you
it when
fight?
we were kids, but that.
All right, Carmen's up against the number 9 seed with a hood, mitts, and shoe covers. It's a lion.
Generic lion?
Just a lion. You couldn't have even dressed it up like he was in the Wizard of Oz. One of
No,
the
yeah, or like
trilogy.
the
You're like,
Lion
no,
King.
just
The
a
dude,
fucking
like-
piece of shit lion. This is the dollar
Yeah.
store lion.
The dude has adopted the posture that looks like he's like asking if someone's talking to him and is about to
No.
throw down
True.
his red Solo cup at the party.
No, this
That's
guy,
how you know
they
it's
shot.
serious.
They shot all these in a warehouse in Miami Beach, and this guy is fucking done for the day. Like
He's
he
furious.
is over it. Yeah.
So what's my
I
motivation?
thought I was only
what kind
doing
of lion am I?
Superman when you called me in here. I thought I was only doing Superman.
Am I the
The
Lion
lion.
King, the cowardly lion? No, you're just a fucking lion. All right, now that was unnecessary.
All right, Carmen Sandiego and the lion are competing against challenge number 2. Who could most effectively perform Brian's iconic history of fire eating routine? Carmen Sandiego or a lion?
Carmen Sandiego.
All right, so here, but so just so John knows because he has to be
Yeah,
part of
catch
this
me up
panel.
here.
Brian, can you please explain your world famous history of fire eating routine?
I toured for 20 years with a bizarre magic show, and I would open every show doing an illustrated history of fire eating, where it was the words were all about sort of the history of fire eating, but I figured out that nobody really gave a rat's ass about the words. They were just waiting to see, me eat fire. and so
Okay.
it would be this kind of lyrical, the concept of resistance to fire is as old as history itself, as far back as the ancient Greek tragedy of Medea, blah, 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 blah. All of that on and on and on while eating fire.
Right.
Sort of like I would start a stage comedy magic show with a lecture, basically, is what I did.
I respect that.
So we have 2 figures, neither of which can talk.
Carmen Sandiego is allowed to talk.
She
Has
can
she-
talk.
has
She
she
just
ever talked?
doesn't because she's a woman of mystery.
She does talk
Yeah,
in the new
so-
Netflix version. I
Yeah,
know
so
that
by
for
the way,
sure.
they fucking retconned it in the new Netflix thing where she's the hero.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
not the villain of the story, which is very obvious. No,
She's
yeah,
a
let's do another
vigilante. She's a
thing.
vigilante.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna do a new thing where Darth Vader's a vigilante. How'd that work out for the prequels?
I'm stealing
Fuck
the
them.
pyramids to save the day.
So someone worse
Yeah.
doesn't steal. Oh my goodness.
God, garbage decision.
So
Make
are
her the
we
bad
are we
guy. She's a
imagining
great
this is
bad
an
guy.
animal lion, Bryce?
You know,
No, it
you
just
are
says
allowed
lion.
to.
No,
It just
no.
says
Sorry.
lion.
It just says lion. Because look, if it was the cowardly lion, then you could imagine it being like, whoa, the concept of the fire eating
Right.
goes back
Right.
to the
I-
ancient Greek Medea. Like,
I will
but
say
it's,
though, a lion, because it can fit into multiple slots, right? It could be the Lion King. It could be Aslan
Yeah.
from.
no, fuck that.
Two
It's a lion.
words.
You, let me. You could pick. I think you guys are allowed to pick.
Opposable Thumb. Ain't no lion can hold no torch, can't put it in no mouth, much less
Hell
talk.
no. Yeah.
Carmen
I'm gonna-
Sandiego all the way. Opposable
I'm
thumbs.
actually the lion character I'm choosing to represent the lion in this case is the guy in the lion costume in this photo.
the model.
Yeah, that's who I'm choosing, and I think he would be much more embarrassed doing a fire eating lecture than Carmen Sandiego would. So I think Carmen is
Oh yeah, no,
way
she's not
ahead.
afraid of nothing.
She's not afraid of nothing at all. This
Yeah.
guy would be like, fire eating. I'm not gonna do that, or whatever. I like that I've decided.
I'm gonna
he's
burn the clothes.
I wasn't even comfortable wearing a lion costume, much less giving a
you want
lecture
me
on
to eat
fire
fire?
eating.
What the hell?
I'm with you. I'm judging this
the
photo.
way that this is totally Carmen Sandiego, and the way it goes is by the time that I figure out that copperhead snakes are the most populous in New York State and find out where she is, she's already moved on, and it's Brian Brushwood himself that is doing the fire eating routine because she has hired him through shadowy corporations. Meanwhile, the guy who's in that lion costume gets shot by some random dentist.
So I guess we're all on Team San Diego, right?
Yeah, San Diego.
Yeah.
That's like it. All
And
right.
I also in my fantasies I'm
Fuck
just
you,
starting
Bryce.
to have about Carmen, she is doing the fire eating routine, and it's pretty hot.
Nice. Nice.
Pretty fucking hot, my guy.
It's pretty hot. I don't know if you guys, hey, you're into getting candle wax stripped on you. Why don't you try a fire eating Carmen San Diego?
Get those long boots too. All right.
Yo,
Yeah.
baby Bryce. Okay, okay,
I know,
okay, okay.
All right. Our next matchup.
I hope Carmen makes the final. By the final, we are going to be doing filthy things for Carmen. It's going to be
No, this is gonna get blue, baby.
yeah, this is a nightmare.
All right, our next matchup is the number 4 seed at $69.99 with her armor, belt, and sword. It's Mulan.
Oh, uh-oh.
So this is live action Mulan. I guess it's all the same.
You can pick a Mulan.
It's Mulan.
Uh-oh.
Mulan is going up against the number.
Mulan's canceled.
I know. Mike Pence is so
Uh-oh.
pissed.
Take this show off the air. Whoopsie. Whoopsie.
Can we come on Blocked Party?
Yeah, we'll do a
Yeah.
block party episode instead.
Mulan is going up against the most expensive costume here. The number 13 seed at $179.99 with a full head mask, hand covers, and foot covers. It's the Jack Link's sponsored Sasquatch.
Fuck off.
Does it actually come with Jack Links, or do you
I
have to buy
presume
that
it
yourself?
comes with beef jerky.
It
Yeah,
does. It says it comes with beef
Oh,
jerky.
I think it doesn't. I
Get real.
zhuzhed up some of these accessories, but it
Get
is
real.
literally actually licensed from Jack Link.
Oh
All
my
right,
God.
what is the activity that they're competing to do?
They are going up against the number 5 challenge. Who,
selling Jack Link.
Yeah, exactly.
number 5 challenge. Who would win a hot dog eating contest? I leave you to deliberate.
I mean,
You're picking these challenges at random?
These have been randomly selected
That
earlier in the
feels
day.
rigged, baby. That feels rigged.
I mean, if we want to get blocked, then we can make a case for Mulan. But I feel like we should just take the easy out and say Sasquatch
that's an
is a
easy out.
meat purveyor extraordinaire.
I mean,
Yeah,
look.
I mean, come on.
All-
Isn't that how the Sasquatch lives, right? They like steal shit off of people who camp.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like
I think you're describing bears, but okay.
well, okay. And Bryce, what is the Sasquatch if not a type of bear?
a wood ape. A wood ape.
Dead silence.
A wood ape.
It's like a heavy
Yeah.
shower thought just struck us.
Exactly.
I wasn't even being serious, but I felt all three of you think about that so deeply for a second. Wait, is the Sasquatch
I'm not gonna
a
lie.
type of bear?
Like, run subroutine skeptical explanation for Sasquatch, probably a bear. Maybe has
Yeah.
a point.
But it's most like a
I,
man, right? It's the missing link.
Yeah,
It's a man bear pig. Yeah.
Speaking of might be a man, Mulan. That's the whole point of the thing. If she were sucking down hot dogs to all make a man out of you, I probably would have hit puberty early.
and you would say Carmen Sandy who?
Yeah,
What?
no, that'd be it.
All right, folks, is this a shutout?
My vote is for the missing
yeah.
Jack Link.
Sasquatch. Yeah, no,
That's a
come on.
Sasquatch for sure.
I don't care how much he's trying to play like a dude. That Sasquatch is taking down 50 hot dogs. He's gonna make Joey Chestnut look like a piece of shit.
Joey Chestnut, good dig.
All right, there you go. That's the
Yeah,
Sasquatch.
I agree. And also, Mitch Hedberg has a way better joke about Sasquatches than he does about Mulan. Am I right, guys?
All right, it's matchup 4. Oh, this one's great. The number 5 seed at $54.99 with a hat with attached mullet. Also known as Tiger Trainer, it's
God damn it.
Joe Exotic.
Joe
Fuck me.
Exotic.
Get real.
Yeah.
Come on.
Joe.
Hold on.
Jesus.
Now, I'm going to assume that just like Popeye has his spinach, I'm going to assume Joe Exotic has a pot full of miracles.
Yeah.
And he's on the prowl.
I suppose
He's gonna find out. He's gonna find out exactly how straight you are.
Oh man, it is like I almost. This is almost good that Halloween's kind of being canceled because we're just gonna have so many, I'm
Tiger
Carol.
King.
I'm slutty Carol Baskin. Oh, I'm Joe. I'm Joe Exotic. Oh,
I'm slutty Joe Exotic.
yeah, exactly.
But I repeat myself.
And you
Yeah,
know,
I was gonna
someone would go as Travis with like a bullet in their head. Or
Exactly.
whatever.
I'm
I'm
the slutty TV producer whose jaw's falling off. Oh, look
Yeah.
at
Smokey.
me. Oh.
everyone who forgot their costume at home puts a sheet on and says, "I'm the ghost of Carol's husband."
Oh, there we go.
yeah,
That's good,
it.
too.
Yeah.
And then some of them
call.
just dress up as a normal guy and they say, "I'm Carol's husband. He's still alive."
By the way,
and I
you
think he's still
realize
alive.
that all this shit is still happening in like most states in America. Like most states in America are still going to have Halloween parties, like as if nothing happened. So you'll just be able to know that if you
Oh,
see
yeah.
a picture of somebody in a Joe Exotic costume, that like not only are you bad, you should feel bad.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what's the activity? What are they doing?
Well, you got to
We
find out
haven't
who the
even
other
got the matchup yet. We only know Joe.
Joe is
We only
going up
know Joe
against
Exotic. He saw Tiger.
Joe is going up against the number 12 seed at $89.99 with a full jacket, mask, hood, hat, gloves, necklace, lantern, and cane. It's a plague doctor.
Okay.
First page
Oh,
of
yeah,
HalloweenCostumes.com.
You know what? The company that's been sitting on their plague doctor costumes
Oh
for
my
15
God.
years is fired up. Someone came up with the idea in, like, I'm going to say 93. They're like, you know what? We should do a plague doctor that's like a funny, like, hook horn mask. People might like that thing, you know? And then everyone hated it. And then one company was like, no, you know what? We're going to put these in a warehouse. One day, this is going to be big. And now here we are.
Now who's laughing all the way to the blood bank?
We covered
Ray.
yesterday on Cord Killers. We talked about the preview for Stephen King's The Stand TV series. It's like for 20 years after that terrible thing in the early 90s, they're all like, we're going to do it right. We're going to do The Stand. It's going to be the epic telling of a battle of good and evil with the backdrop of a super flu that is super contagious and wipes out everyone. And we're going to, fuck. And it's like, I don't know. I feel bad for everybody involved on that project. Poor time.
I think the best part about the plague doctor costume is that you know there's a warning on the costume bag that's like, this mask is not medically approved to prevent the plague and or coronavirus.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know people be buying the costume like, oh, maybe is that a usable mask?
They
Yeah.
get this costume.
out. I can go out, Margie. It's a mask. It's a real mask.
They get this
is what they
costume.
used to wear for the plague. The plague was way worse. Okay, the
So
plague was way
worse.
worse than COVID.
They put an N95 mask on the bird beak and really long elastic bands. All right.
It is a badass costume, I'll say for sure.
I'm just
it's
looking
all right.
for the other
let
spy.
me just say, like, for two massive trends that affected the world, plague doctor fashion way better than Joe
Very
Exotic
cool.
fashion.
And I'm going to also say a little sexy as well. And maybe I'm still just horny from the last couple battles.
I
but
think that I
um,
can't follow you there, brother.
it's the costume, I think. It's got like anyway, what are we challenging here?
The
Or what's
challenge for this matchup is number 6. Who would win a game of High-Lie?
The
I mean,
world's
it's gotta be
fastest
the
game, Joe. The world's fastest game.
I mean,
Plague
it's very
Doctor.
obviously the plague doctor because he has 2 High-Lie cones.
Oh.
He can cheat,
Yeah.
right? He's
Yeah, no.
cheating. I don't know what they call it, but the scoop, he's got 2. If he misses it with the one, he just catches it with his face.
Hang on. As we know, the world's fastest game is High-Lie, in which reaction time matters. And I know of one substance that increases your reaction time, and
Yeah.
the Plague Doctor doesn't have it, but Joe Exotic does.
Do we know that the plague doctor doesn't have it?
They
I mean,
did
they
not
were
know-
fucking
he did
with
not
a
have
lot of
methamphetamines.
They were fucking with a lot of shit back then. We don't. I mean, maybe they called
Yeah,
it
Justin, they
something
simply had
different.
opium back in the day.
They used to plague doctors. They actually put spices in there because they thought it was the stink of the plague. Like this is back when they believed in miasmas and all that stuff. So he's got I don't know, chamomile tea in there.
All right. Number one, I think it's Joe Exotic, because when Brian and I were actually getting paid to sell cars while playing Highlight, and we were meeting actual Highlight players, they were mostly dudes wearing sport jackets that had mullets. So I would say the look of Joe Exotic,
I mean,
is
also
that of a professional Highlight player.
Highlight seems the most synonymous with Florida of all the states, and call me crazy, but Joe Exotic seems a little more Florida than the plague doctor.
You guys are nuts on this one. Joe Exotic has no mobility. First of all, he's always
that's
got
true.
knee braces
Shit,
on. He
you're
can
right.
barely walk. Second of all, I don't agree with the thesis that meth is going to improve his performance in this game. I don't actually believe that it's going to happen.
Certainly
I think
not
the
a
Plague
full-
Doctor's
certainly
got
not a
it.
full
Sell me on the
game.
plague doctor then, because I guess I'm the swing boat in this one.
Well, I just think, as I said, he's got an extra scoop, and I'm sure there's
Catcher.
another name for it, catcher, whatever. I don't feel that bad for not knowing what the scoop is called, because there are people in the chat who are spelling Highlight with an H-I. So I don't feel that bad for not knowing what the scoop is called. But yeah, the plague doctor's got the extra scoop, and he's seen some shit. I think he's not that afraid of the pelota, I think is what they call the ball. He's not afraid
Wow.
of it. He's ready for it. Joe's fucked. He's got no mobility, and also too, you have to think Joe would have no respect for the game of High Alive.
Yes,
right?
as a matter of fact, when I picture it in a movie scene, I can't picture Joe Exotic, but anything except for the loudmouth braggart on the court who's taking everyone down, trash talking. You hear his twang echoing off those big walls, and the thwack as he hits people on the head with his basket arm.
Okay, wait, hold on. Are we not taking into effect that, yes, you're right, Joe Exotic has reduced mobility, but a plague doctor has a fucking mask on their head that's going to reduce visibility? If part of this is hand-eye coordination, then even a reduced mobility Joe Exotic has this.
I don't agree.
I think, okay, so let me throw
He's
something
going to
else.
rule the fronton.
Okay. The average life expectancy during the plague was about 29 years. So I'm going to guess that the plague doctor is half the age of Joe Exotic.
So you
and
think
on
there's a
that
little
alone,
influencer under there.
I'm going to say that he's got more mobility, more speed, and is going to defeat Joe Exotic. I vote plague doctor.
Thank
love
you.
the
That's
idea.
2 for plague doctor. Ship it. Let's go before Brian
love-
changes
I-
his mind again.
I do love the idea of TikTok plague doctor influencer. Like, hey, y'all, it's me, your favorite plague doctor. Just want to let you know, ring around the rosy, pocket full of posy. Follow.
All right, we go into our 5th matchup here. The number 2 seed. You know her, you love her. With her mallet, it's Harley Quinn.
Oh, baby.
Solid.
Hubba,
And
hubba.
this is very this is Birds of Prey Harley Quinn, right?
It
Very
seems to
colorful.
be. Yeah. Harley Quinn is going up against the number 15 seed, the Dilophosaurus.
That's the poison spitting one from the original Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that's the
movie.
one. That's the one that what got Newman.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
This is
spit
like when
right
you
in his,
see,
right in his fat fucking face.
When you see a nice looking lady with a real piece of shit on Halloween, you go, well, that's a real Harley Quinn Dilophosaurus situation over there.
Instead of a May-December relationship, it's a Harley
exactly.
Quinn Dilophosaurus.
Exactly. How'd they even find each other? Unbelievable.
All right, they are going up against challenge number 3. Which character would be more effective at robbing a convenience store? Oh, I think this is going to be a tough one for you folks. I leave you to deliberate.
Well, one is an actual petty criminal, and the other
Yeah.
would just spit acid in the face of the person behind the
I'll
counter
do
and
you
then
one
not
better.
be able to open the register.
One understands
Or
the concept
understand
of
the
money. The other is a Dilophosaurus.
Or the concept of a
Brian and
building.
I were
I mean, I
actually
was even going
absolutely
even
melded
less
there.
than that. A building itself. Harley's like, oh, a convenience store? I know exactly what that is. The Dilophosaurus is like, what's a building? I don't know what that
Exactly.
is.
Okay, but it's
Yeah,
also-
a fucking dinosaur.
Counter argument: Dilophosaurus existed. Harley Quinn is a
what?
fictional character.
Okay, so
Never mind. All right,
So
forget
then
it.
what? So then the whole game doesn't matter then,
Yeah,
Brian?
exactly. Oh, okay.
Hey, man,
all right.
I'm trying to make a steel man argument for the other side here. I think we're all on Team Harley Quinn here.
We have to assume
Brian,
that
if you
plague
don't want to play
doctors
the
were
game
real.
anymore, if you don't want to play the game anymore, just say so, okay?
No,
That was
it's got to be Harley
I'm
Quinn,
taking my
right?
ball and coming and going home. That's what Brian was doing, right? Okay, well, you know.
Although I do need to inform my wife that we're in a Harley Quinn Dilophosaurus relationship.
All right, so it sounds like a shutout then for Harley Quinn. All right.
That's a slam dunk, baby.
Yeah.
All right, matchup number 6. The number 7 seed with the mask, hood, and gloves at $49.99. It's C-3PO.
Damn.
These are-
C-3PO's getting some weight.
That's a really
Anthony
shitty
Daniels.
costume. Like like you got to be in a relationship to be C-3PO, right? Like you're not getting laid in that costume. No chance. Because
No.
first of all, your
what's
mask
up with
on.
both of his feet being golden? One of them's supposed to
Yeah.
be silver. I mean,
Yeah, it's
no,
not, and they hit the same note twice, but it played different notes.
What? The xylophone from The Simpsons. Wow, deep cut. I'm glad I was there for that.
Number 7 C-3PO is going up against the number 10 seed with hair, ribbons, and a basket, Kansas Girl, aka Dorothy.
Ooh, what's the task?
All right, they are going up against task number 14.
Please be ruining Star Wars.
Which
For
character?
the record, the Dorothy costume way more flattering than the C-3PO costume.
Way
Which
more.
effectively, because they're showing like the circuits of C-3PO is a belly shirt, so your gut is just hanging out in a different
not good.
fucking color. So it is at its most vulnerable, and then there's fake pants.
I think we just figured out why the guy in the lion costume was so pissed off.
Yeah, it's the same dude.
Put him in the
Just played
C-3PO costume
yeah.
just before that. He's like, wait, are you guys trying to make me look
that
like
was
I'm
bullshit,
fat?
bro. I look like
Yeah.
shit, bro.
I look like shit. You could see my whole fucking gut. What the fuck, man? We'll put on this lion costume. It fits a little looser. People won't notice.
They are taking.
what-
they are
Bro, I
taking.
had a big lunch, bro. Why'd you get subs?
They are taking on challenge number 14. Which character could be made into a DIY outfit for the cheapest? C-3PO v Dorothy.
What do you mean by DIY?
Yeah,
like homemade
So
how-
which
yeah,
of these
wh-
two
which
characers
one
could you
could
make
you-
at home?
for the
For the
cheapest.
The cheapest.
Oh, it's got to be
Dorothy, right?
I can find a dress in
Yeah.
a basket. I don't think I
Yeah.
can find a weird ass sock with wires painted on it.
Yeah.
You can't.
I mean, the only thing is, and I agree, but if I were to make a homemade Dorothy costume, I'll be answering the question, what's your costume? A lot of times. Like a million times.
Oh wait, hold
Whereas
on. Wait,
if I
wait,
just
wait,
like even go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, that would be my ask is exactly what are you doing for C-3PO? Do you have gold spray paint just lying around?
No. C-3PO definitely costs more. There's no question about it. I'm just expressing my potential frustration.
I'm gonna
if I
guess.
was to
I'm gonna
Oh, yeah.
guess. As long as you got a basket, pigtails, and you could drag like a stuffed animal dog behind you,
Yeah,
you
the
could wear
dog would
any
be
blue
good.
dress, and I think you'll be fine.
Do you think?
and red shoes too. If I had red shoes,
Oh,
and
Red
course,
shoes,
of course.
red shoes
Yeah.
are key.
Do you
And
think?
also-
do you think a dress and a pair of shoes are cheaper than 2 cans of gold spray paint?
Well, okay, if you just spray paint yourself gold, then it's like, what are you, one of the Goldfinger dancers?
Yeah.
What are you?
Well, you got to do the voice. You do. Oh, hello, I'm the little Halloween man. Ooh, I'm
The
from
little
the space.
Halloween man.
That sounds like a
Wait, hold on.
nightmare.
Wait, Bryce, can you do that famous scene from Star Wars? What's that famous scene from Star Wars?
I'll play R2D2.
Please do. Oh, you littler spaceman! How could you? Don't say that about my mother. And we have to go save the day. Oh no!
Someone
the
clip
Academy
that.
Award
That should be
goes
the
to-
only clip from this show. Is just that.
Please put that on the Tinder bio.
Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah.
Little spaceman.
That's how you know you
Just,
find
yeah,
true love. If somebody
looking for
just
my little
sees that-
spaceman.
Bryce didn't know what he was going to be for Halloween, but he just figured
Now
it
I
out
know.
right here in front of everyone.
Oh my, I'm the spaceman.
Oh my! That
May.
classic fucking catchphrase.
I
Oh,
think I'm
may,
about
oh,
2,000
my.
forms of oh may, oh my. I have gold spray paint.
All right.
I am C300 LBS.
Oh,
Nervous.
not that heavy.
Oh man, that's good
Oh.
stuff.
He runs one half marathon, Bryce, and now he's fat shaming.
Actually, I stole that from the chat room. It went by earlier.
All right, so that sounds like a shout out for Dorothy.
Yeah.
it's Dorothy.
All right, there we go. All right, we're moving on to the 7th matchup. The number 3 seed in at HalloweenCostumes.com with a fringe jacket, hat, and hand wraps for $59.99. You know him, you love him. It's Macho Man Randy Savage.
Ooh, yeah. Man, I hope the activity is selling beef jerky and he goes up
I was
against
gonna
Sasquatch.
Him versus Jack Links. It's going to be a real tight match.
Randy Savage is going up against the number 14 seed with a horn, tail, and pitchfork. It's the Devil.
Oh my God, Jack Allison.
Oh,
That's a
Oh, come on.
terrible devil costume. Yikes.
it's this photo specifically is not even very good. There are other all right photos, but goodness. All right.
Is that Lion Guy?
Oh, in the
It
stands?
is definitely Lion Guy. It's
That's
100%
why he was
Lion
upset.
Lion
He had a
Guy?
taste of being
Yeah.
the devil himself, and then he had to put
Exactly.
on a lion costume.
Bro, come on, man. What's with it's so early, bro.
Randy Savage and the Devil are going up against challenge number 15. Who would be the most effective at destroying a Death Star? I leave you to deliberate.
Well, you guys you guys remember Macho Man Randy Savage's old
course.
saying, "Ooh, May."
Yeah. He was like, "Oh yeah, Red 5 standing by."
Ooh, yeah. Empire, yeah. Think you rule the galaxy, right? And that's so much. Found a little exhaust port. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna shoot a womp rat. Yeah, right through there. Blow up your Death Star.
I mean, why would the
That
devil
was
want to
good.
blow up
That
a
was
Death
good,
Star?
Justin.
Like he's got to have Death Star like on commission, right?
No,
He's like, this
The
is my
Death
best call
Star-
center. Go to Alderaan. I get all these souls.
No. The devil blows up the Death Star when he sells the Death Star to the fucking Emperor, right? When he's like, well, you could spend all this time in R&D, or, Palpy, you could just take these plans that I have right here. And he's like, what's the cost? Oh, nothing much. Just your skin. And he's like, all right, that's fine. And next thing you know, he builds a shitty thing, and then the devil understands that that's the
He's
one
basically
little
like a
get-back.
used car dealer. He's just like,
Yeah.
you don't need a new Death Star. And then, man, it's got to be Macho Man Randy Savage. I can't shake that image of him in an X-wing. That's the best thing I can picture.
Good leader.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Him elbow dropping on the Death Star. You gotta just. I mean, that's the
no,
best
that's-
for sure.
Yeah, instead of like Obi-Wan's trying to get in touch with him, and he's like, use the Force, Randy. Randy? And he's getting out of the X-wing so he can elbow drop from space.
Then he tags in Jack Porkins for the win.
Yeah. Ooh, step into an X-wing.
That just rolls off the tongue. It's got to be Randy
It
Savage.
does. It's Randy Savage,
right.
baby.
All
Elbow
right.
drop it.
Randy Savage, there we go. And
That's a great costume. I would love to go as Randy Savage for Halloween. Just absolutely shred your throat like 30 minutes into the party. It's all over.
So
Just
literally,
by the end of the
one-
night, you're just like,
one of the most bizarre yet moving spectacles I've ever seen in my entire life was we're at Dragon Con, and if you've never been there, it is like all the world's cosplay, right? And so we are at one of the hotels where it's like a gigantic open floor. You have hundreds of people there, probably over 1,000, just milling about. And all of a sudden, somebody comes in as Macho Man Randy Savage. And Macho Man Randy Savage had died like a week before.
Oh,
And as if everybody slowly realized that a fucking like perfect Randy Savage had just walked onto this hotel floor, and an unironic standing ovation broke out. Like literally just like as if the real person was there. It had come back from the dead. It was just, thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
we love it.
It was bizarre. It was
And
amazing.
then he blew up
I
a Death
love it.
Star. That was
And
the
then he
weird part.
oh yeah.
All right,
Someone in the chat, I don't know if they're being sarcastic, but someone in the chat just figured out that Macho Man is dead.
Oh, no.
And this is a tough way to find out. You're like, oh, Macho Man's dead. I found out on this podcast where they were talking about him elbow dropping the Death Star. Oh, no.
He died doing what he
Although
loved.
if you're just figuring that
nuts.
out, go get his rap album because it's worth the listen.
You'll love it. My favorite Macho Man interview is the one where he just refuses to talk. So he'll like, I think it's with Mean Gene, and he's like, Macho Man, I know you're chomping at the bit. You really got something to say. And then he's like, not talking. And then he like starts pacing around the living room the dressing room. And then Sting is there
This
too.
is during
Sting's his tag
playtime,
team
right?
partner. And Sting's
Yeah.
like, it's like playtime. Sting's like, I know Macho Man is fired up and we're fired up and we're going to face the Hulk Hogan tonight or whatever. And Macho Man, I know, what do you got to say? And then he's like, not talking. And he does it for like 3 minutes and it's incredible. Anyway,
That's
what's
awesome.
the next match?
All right, our final matchup of round one. The number 6 seed at $44.99 with the sword. You know her from a film, Beatrix Kiddo, aka the lady from Kill Bill.
Okay, I was like, when you said Beatrix Kiddo, I was like, I don't know that.
Yeah.
She's going up against the number 11 seed at $59.99 with a trench coat and guitar. You might know him as Purple Rock Legend or Prince.
Ooh.
They are going up against challenge number 4. Who would earn the most candy in a single night of trick-or-treating?
Is this close?
No, it's got to be
I
Prince,
feel like it's
right?
close. I think it's close.
All right, then make the case for Kill Bill.
Well, she threatens your life.
Yes.
It's like, give me all your candy or I'm going to chop you up.
But
Oh, and she's probably gonna do one of them Tarantino monologues where she's like,
Yeah.
The Beatles or Elvis said, that there's only one thing that they like to do with a guitar, and there's only one thing I like to do with a blade. Shing! And then give me your Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah, exactly. Like something like, the only thing I like doing more than killing a man is eating a fun-sized chocolate bar. I don't know why that's the voice I decided to give her here.
she definitely brandishes the sword and says, no pennies.
Yeah, exactly. But Prince, on the other hand, would be like, hey, can I get all your candy? And you'd be like, yeah.
I mean,
She'd be
because
like,
he's
"Hell yeah."
got the guitar.
I mean, I feel like the moment, like the doorbell rings, it's ding dong, you open the door and you immediately are blasted back 30 feet by his fucking aura. Like I don't see how you don't just say, take it all and then some.
Right. And
I mean,
we
also,
also have
he's
to
way
consider you're going to say the
Yes.
exact same thing I was going to, in that he's short. So he
He's very
passes as
short.
a child. Yes.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Exactly.
Exactly what I was
shit.
going to say.
That's a lock.
Yeah.
That's a
Exactly
lock.
right.
Yeah.
Cute.
No,
he's sexy,
exactly.
but he's cute because he's like 5'1".
Exactly. You open that door and
Yes.
he's like, he looks like the height of a above average 13-year-old.
5'3".
And you're
okay.
you're
Close
like,
enough.
oh, sure, here, go, take it. And he's like,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Aren't you
Totally.
precious?
I mean, we could also consider that Prince would probably be way too afraid to go like door to door. But
Well,
I do think it's
no.
still
But
Prince.
no. This is a competition, right? So it is
Right.
Prince,
Okay.
a fictionalized version of the real person versus Beatrix Kiddo, who apparently on her way to Kill Bill has to collect as much candy as she possibly can as
That's
some
fair.
kind of weird side quest.
It's Prince. Put it in the bank.
It's
Yeah,
like, I'm
print
sorry,
it
it's
up.
just a special rare double plus edition of Sword. I know it's just graphical, but yeah.
Yeah, but I just need all the candy. And then she loses to Prince. She's like, fuck it, whatever. I'm back to the main quest. Where's Lucy Lou?
All right, there you go. That's Prince. All right, we're starting round 2 here as we go back through the matchups. The number 16 seed after a big upset, it's Popeye versus the number 8 seed Carmen Sandiego.
Oh, baby.
They are
Oh, shit.
They are on challenge number 10. Who would come first? In a
Sorry.
Carmen would come first.
Well, I'm strung to the finish because I eat my spinach.
Ooh,
Who would come first in a 100-meter dash? Popeye or Carmen Sandiego?
oh, come on. It's Carmen,
Yeah,
baby.
Carmen would already be there by the moment Popeye
Yes.
heard the starting pistol. Like faster than the speed of sound.
she would cheat, right?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Cause,
yeah.
Because there's no, I mean, like, I don't think that this lady has run a step in her life, right? Like she's there because she's ahead of the game.
Girl travels all over the globe instantaneously. In 5 minutes, she's in Egypt
Yeah.
and
I
then
don't
the North
imagine
Pole.
that, yeah,
and-
but I don't imagine she's not the Flash, right? Like
no,
I
she's
don't
magic.
imagine.
She's everywhere.
Yeah, because
and
her whole
nowhere.
thing is no one's even ever seen her, so we have to assume she's fast,
Wait a
right?
minute,
No one
hold
even
on.
knows.
Can we get on the same page in our canon of Carmen Sandiego? Do you believe that Carmen Sandiego is magic, or that she is like
I believe
just like a CIA black ops person that is never where you think she is because she's where she
Right.
actually
I
is?
believe that in the internal logic of all representations of Carmen Sandiego, one thing that is consistent is that she can pretty much get anywhere instantaneously. And you see it in the video game, you see it in the game TV show, I assume you see it in the Netflix thing. Girl gets around, she's fast. And you never know how. You never know how much is deception or where she is or what. All I know is that starter pistol goes off and she's already at the finish line. And Popeye
So wait,
doesn't even know what's going
you
on.
you think she's like Under Armour commercial fit? Like she's like somebody that's like waking up for sunrise yoga because she is keeping herself in peak physical condition.
I'm going to say that it's a superposition, and we don't even know how she is. All I know is that she's at that finish line first. That's all I'm saying.
Quantum Sandiego.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
Very funny.
Exactly.
I honestly think that I just think that Carmen Sandiego is like the Born Identity before the Born Identity. Like she's definitely got, like, she hangs from buildings. She's got like she can just do whatever. So yeah, I trust her in a 100-meter dash. Popeye doesn't seem fast. Yeah. I mean, it's Carmen. It's just, it's some things
never-
you just know in your heart, you know?
I never thought of Carmen Sandiego as any kind of physically active. Like I've always
they
thought of her
always
as
show
more
her
more
like that, though,
more the
Justin.
CEO. More the CEO. She's just there. Like, yes, like she has
Yeah.
a personal trainer, but she's not like really pushing herself. She's got good
We do
genes.
have to consider too that maybe she's not even a great CEO, because it seems like she just only hires people who have joke names.
That's
So
a good
pretty
point.
easy, right? She's like, "Oh,
She-
your name's just in case. All right, you're hired."
Exactly. And she's like, all right, so it's between just in case or Edgar Martinez. And she's like, I mean, we got to go with Case, right? Like,
Yeah.
that shit's hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. The resume is just a piece of paper with your name on it in 140 point font. My name's Molly Caudle. Oh, well,
Yeah.
guess what? You're in.
All right, fuck it. Let's go. Carmen.
All right. There we go.
it.
A shutout for Carmen. All right. Up next, we have got the 13 seed, the Sasquatch, up against the number 12 seed, the Plague Doctor, in challenge number 8.
If there's ever been a battle for 2020,
It's Sasquatch versus the Plague Doctor.
The Jack Link Sasquatch versus the Plague Doctor.
That's right. It specifically is the Jack Link
the
Sasquatch.
Jack
too.
Link Sasquatch. I don't even
This
think he's been on the
Sunday.
air in 3 years.
It's the fight you've been waiting for since March. The Jack Link Sasquatch finally steps into the ring.
With the plague
With
doctor.
the plague doctor.
With the plague doctor. Sasquatch and the plague doctor are taking on challenge number 8. Who is more capable of selling a Toyota RAV4 to a prospective buyer at a car lot?
Oh, shit. I mean,
I feel like I gotta call ISO on this one because unless either of you two have recently bought a RAV4, I know what it's like
I bought
to
its
be
competitor. I bought the CX-5, baby.
Oh, you did? Well,
Yeah. So we don't
nice.
even. What can we even
Good
say?
for you. So
now neither of them can talk, right?
Well, no, the plague doctor's like.
And then meanwhile,
I
Sasquatch
assume
is all
the
like,
plague doctor can talk.
like a dog yodeling.
Well, no, but he's
Maybe
in a
that's why
mask,
everyone
right?
died
He's
from
in
the
a
plague,
mask.
because they couldn't get any advice from the doctor, because all the plague doctors were mutes. We didn't know that, but they.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Can the Jack Link Sasquatch talk?
No.
He talks in the commercials, doesn't he?
No.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I think we might need to see a Jack Link Sasquatch commercial to see whether
I think
or not
he talks.
Or
I feel
wait a
like
minute. Or shit. Or is that a Geico Sasquatch that talks?
The Geico one almost certainly does. Here we go. Jack Links presents Washin' with
Messing
Sasquatch.
with Sasquatch. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
What's your wild side? Okay. And play. And play. And ready. Video and play.
3, 2, 1, and go for
by.
play. We are go for play.
Go for play.
Jack Linkster presents Washin' with Sasquatch.
That doesn't sound like a talking
that's not
Sasquatch.
talking.
No.
From Jack Links, wash your wild side.
Now that's
I mean,
a
that was
COVID.
one of the worst ads I've ever seen.
That's a
Yeah.
apparently
that
a
was
COVID
definitely
inspired one.
shot on a iPhone.
Yep.
But I don't
Imagine seeing that and being like, you know what I should be for Halloween?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Missoula has it. The Geico Sasquatch talks. The Jack Link Sasquatch does not talk.
Gotcha.
In that case, then this is an easy one. I'm. By the way, I would have been more comfortable with somebody in a plague mask that the lax fucking coronavirus precautions taken by the Oakland Toyota dealership. So I will say the plague doctor would have sold me that RAV4 hybrid.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess by virtue of being able to say muffled words, Plague Doctor would be a superior salesman. Although pantomiming Sasquatch might get me to, he's putting on costumes and stuff and acting like he's driving the car and waving at people. I'm like, yeah, I can't picture myself driving this.
I think Sasquatch gets you into the lot, but the plague doctor seals the deal.
Yeah,
No,
Sasquatch is holding a
spinning
sign
the
and wearing
sign
a
out
party
front.
hat.
yeah, the board in front. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree. So it's got Plague Doctor sells.
All right, it's
Yeah.
the plague doctor.
Plague is for closers.
All right, we have got next the number 2 seed Harley Quinn and the number 10 seed Dorothy taking on challenge number 9. Which character is more likely to succeed in a job interview?
Ooh.
I would say by virtue of dressing the part and not being murderous, Dorothy would be most likely to get a job.
Yeah.
I mean, Dorothy does
like,
seem really nice, for sure.
I mean, she
This
gives a good
is-
first impression.
She's also a high schooler, I believe.
Also, is this
child?
the same girl in both pictures?
Oh,
Very well could be.
I don't know.
Mm,
It's hard to tell.
do we get a specifics on the job?
Sure.
Oh, that's the sound. Yeah, that's the sound of Bryce opening a door that he doesn't know where it leads.
Improv, Bryce. Improv. What'll he come up with now?
Sure, she's there. They are interviewing for.
Oh, May! Oh, May!
Oh, May, oh, my.
Oh, May, oh, my.
Oh.
We're hiring C-3PO impersonators. Come on in. Now give me your best oh, May, oh, my.
They're interviewing for an accounting position. Accounting.
This is actually a fairly honest representation of the like Madonna horror complex.
It
right?
really is,
Like,
yeah. It's, yeah, I'm thinking Dorothy gets the job as the barista.
It was an accounting
Oh,
position,
no.
wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was an accounting position. Because if it's a barista, I'm hiring Harley because there's going to be plenty of fucking random horny ass businessmen that want to come and get their coffee from that lady and not Dorothy. Now, if it's an accounting firm, I'm probably going Dorothy because I don't want to hear from fucking Linda again about whether or not somebody should be dressed a certain way.
All right,
It's
well,
hard
I'm
because
all in
I
on
think-
Dorothy.
Okay.
So whatever way you guys want to go.
Well, because Harley is smart, right? That's her whole thing.
Oh,
She's like
shit, yeah, she's a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dorothy fucking
Psychiatrist,
Dorothy's
psychologist.
in high school. Fuck that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going with the doctor. Like,
yeah.
yes, she has bad dating
Overqualified?
history.
All right.
Who doesn't, sister?
Oh shoot, yeah, no, I think I'm outvoted and rightfully so.
Yeah. I think we'll go Harley, you know.
All right,
Why
there we
not?
go.
Yeah, Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn in our penultimate round 2.
Oh yeah, not talking.
All right, matchup 12. Of course, we've got the number 3 Randy Savage versus the number 11 Prince. They are going up against Challenge 12.
Who
So,
dresses the most fabulous? Boy, that will be a hard one.
It's tough.
who would be the most effective on a construction site?
Oh, are you kidding me?
Who is it again?
Macho Man Randy Savage versus the artist formerly known as Prince.
Now, Prince famously more athletic than you think at basketball, but I think that's pretty much where his physical prowess
Yeah.
ends.
The most
right?
generous interpretation I could give to Prince is that he would craft a song that would so motivate the rest of the crew that the house would be completed by the end of the guitar solo. But even that's more of a It's got to be Macho Man, right?
Oh,
Because he wouldn't need a hammer or nothing. Just like
He wouldn't
no.
even
just
use a
elbow
hammer?
drops.
No, yeah, he elbow drops each nail in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't worry,
I'll set the foundation. Elbow drop.
I got all these joists. Watch the deck arise.
And and also, famously, the Village People had the song Macho Man, and one of the Village People was a construction worker.
There it is.
Was a
So
construction
Wow.
worker.
you just gotta go in the full circle.
And as Giggle Loop has pointed out, Bonesaw is ready, which means that he is already completed for his construction outfit.
All right,
Yeah,
there
no,
we
it's definitely Macho. And honestly, like I've worked a few construction jobs. If there was someone on the site like Macho, that'd be a fun time.
I mean, yeah, dude. The day would blow past you. You'd be hearing stories of he's the best guy on the job.
I mean,
sure.
unless Brian, he's not talking.
That's true. I actually there's a comedian here in Vancouver who is a former professional wrestler. His name, he wrestles under the name Ladies Choice. Good looking guy. And he, back in a match in like the 90s, he got his larynx smashed. So he talks exactly like Macho Man.
Wow.
And he works construction. So you know what? I could just do this like tomorrow. He's the
There we
best.
go.
He's an
Yeah.
awesome guy. And he, Johnny Cullen. Ooh, hammering those nails into that board. You look good, baby.
You feel like he'd be a good bruiser kind of self-policing guy. Is that an OSHA violation over there? You got to wear a hard hat at all times.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
You better not go around without a hard hat. Yeah.
All right, there we go. Randy Savage pulling the end of round 2. We go into the semifinals here, matchup 13. We've got the number 8 seed Carmen Sandiego against the number 12 Plague Doctor.
Ooh.
Tough one.
Double-breasted jacket battle.
Is it who rocked the trench coat better?
Carmen actually stole the Plague Doctor's mask from the London Museum of History. And
I
he's
swear to
trying
God,
get
if
it
when-
back.
If when you go back to the Plague Doctor, he doesn't have a mask, I'm going to shit myself.
he just brings up the lion picture.
Yeah.
Well, this is challenge number 11. Who would be able to launch a more successful OnlyFans account?
Well,
I mean,
Carmen Sandiego.
considering you already got
that's a
2
lot.
subscribers, it's a wrap.
Yeah, I figured that would be a quick one. There we go.
that was real quick. We didn't even have to talk about it. We didn't even have to
Ren Agu in the
vote
chat
for
says
either one of
blowout,
them.
and I say not till you subscribe.
Whoa.
Oh.
Exactly. Turns out she fucking stole my credit card information.
All right, the other semifinal is the number 2 seed Harley Quinn versus the number 3 Randy Savage. They are doing challenge number 7. Who is more capable to kill a spider?
I mean, one of them does have a hammer at the ready. The other is Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah. Although compared to the both of them, the Macho Man would probably be the only person who would think that Harley Quinn's relationship with the Joker was totally normal and not abnormal in any way. It's a deep cut. He was abusive to his wife. Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I knew what you meant. I just was glossing over it for other reasons.
Probably for the best. For the best.
So for spider, are we picturing a giant spider or just a regular sized spider? Because if it's a regular sized spider, it's got to be Harley Quinn. But if it's a giant spider, it's got to be Harley Quinn.
Yeah, that's hard. She has a gigantic. She's like Mario and Donkey Kong, man. She's and that's the thing is, to in the movie era, they've sized down her mallet. Like in the cartoon era, it was
Comically
like
gigantic.
half her body size.
People in the chat are also accurately pointing out that Bonesaw lost to Spider-Man.
Fair point.
Might have some
Literally,
PTSD
that's
there.
a wrap.
That's it. That's a wrap.
Yeah.
That's a wrap. We saw him lose to a spider. Yep. All right.
Elizabeth's like, oh my God, Randy, there's a spider in the corner. He's like, don't talk to me about spiders.
I used to be the champion in the local league in New York City.
And then this guy, you wouldn't believe it. He was a man, but he turned into a spider.
He called himself the human spider.
Bonesaw was not ready.
Yeah, Harley Quinn.
We hate to see Macho Man go because Macho
Yeah,
Man
sorry.
Carmen would have made a great final, but
know.
Godspeed to you, Macho Man. You were the most
R.I.P.
fun to role play in this situation.
All right.
You definitely elbow dropped the Death Star. So
Yeah, so you know
and
what? You know what is
survived.
You know what's really funny too is like this. It's not related to this at all. But if you just told someone, yeah, so I listened to this podcast and these 3 white guys were choosing the best Halloween costume out of 16 Halloween costumes, and the final was Harley Quinn versus Carmen Sandiego. People would be like, "Oh, I bet it was. I bet that was the final." Sure, you know. And
like,
you have to be like,
yeah.
no. There was like competitions.
There was
Like it was
logic
like
to
who could kill a
everything.
spider and who could do a
Yeah.
job interview. And sure.
You're like white guys, right? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like past 30? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, makes sense.
Okay, cool.
All right,
cool.
I'm going to take us here to our final round. Of course, that's right. It's Carmen Sandiego v. Harley Quinn in challenge number 1 here. Which character... This is for the final. Which character could shotgun a beer faster?
Go, come.
Harley Quinn or Carmen Sandiego?
It's got to be Harley Quinn.
I
right?
mean, all right. Well, here, hold on. Because I would have been out on Carmen Sandiego at the 100-yard dash. You guys gave her athletic ability that I had not initially thought. Now, it's very obvious that Harley Quinn would be outward appearances to be more what is colloquially known as a down-ass bitch. But we don't know how Carmen Sandiego gets down in her off time. She could be grimy as fuck.
Oh, dude, she's doing nothing but sipping champagne. She's too classy during playtime.
It's tough, you know, because it could be, did Carmen steal the beer from the Munich Beer Hall Putsch in 1933? And then it's like, you know, who knows, right? But yeah, I feel it just feels immediately like it has to be Harley, right?
Yeah.
So we are imagining that shotgunning the beer is the can, the key, and then you're like opening the beer to shotgun it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The thing is that like it was really only movie version Harley Quinn that played a little bit more white trashy, right? Because the cartoon version was more
like G. Willikers.
theater chick.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't imagine that, like, you know, the theater girl would know how to shotgun a beer, but like the Margot Robbie version, you're like, oh shit, I've seen that girl shotgun a beer like, you know, 14 times in my life.
Yeah.
Although maybe that's a lot.
And I
because
guess
grew up in
we've
Florida.
never seen Carmen Sandiego drink anything.
No. And Harley Quinn probably stole the beer from the convenience store.
Yeah,
So
it's
you
definitely
have to also
Coors
keep
Light,
that
right?
in
We agree
mind
on that.
When she
It's-
robbed the convenience store. I mean, it's tough, but it just seems like on its face it has to be Harley Quinn, I think.
Yeah, that's where my heart is at.
I mean, although picture this is my last pitch for Carmen Sandiego, is that Harley Quinn shotguns the beer and everyone's very, very impressed. And then the cool, seemingly detached Carmen Sandiego walks up with her gloved hands and then like shoots out a spike from it. So she didn't even need a key, like pokes it in and then shotguns it faster. Would you be shocked?
Is that a
No.
talent that Carmen Sandiego has? Is that she's
I mean,
part
no, but
Wolverine?
she's. Oh, I'm sorry. You just put her in a superposition that could go from one place in the universe to
Well,
another.
That's the thing she does, is travel very quickly from place to place. But
And she
I
can
don't think
time
I
She's a
travel.
super spy.
Yeah. Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego was a thing.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I had it for NES. It was a classic classic game.
Yeah. No, I'm still leaning towards Harley Quinn.
Justin is getting so upset that he's
pixelated. He's de-rezzing.
I'm apparently glitching out into the Matrix. I will go with that. Was my last pitch for Carmen Sandiego. R.I.P. to a legend. Congratulations, Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your winner. The best Halloween character is Harley Quinn. Here we go. I've got some shout outs I want to give. I want to give some shout outs to B. Crawford, Dr. RB, Yabs, Bobcat, Another J. Martin, T2T2, and BioCow for sending in costumes and challenge ideas. This has been the Monster Match 2020 October. Thank you.
So this is the awkward part of the program
To make it
where I make it awkward and I ask whether or not you want to hang out longer or if you have to go, because we're gonna do our housekeeping stuff.
Oh yeah, I'll hang out for a bit. I got to do another thing at 9:30 my time, Pacific time. So I've got like maybe 30 minutes to hang out.
Dude, right
Okay, perfect. Well then, dip out whenever you want. So we'll let everybody know about what you're doing right now. Number one, Block Party. Go ahead and get that, and also please tell everybody again about your brand new album.
Yes. Thank you guys. First of all, thank you for having me on the show. This has been a blast. Blocked Party. Yeah, that's my main podcast, as we talked about earlier on the show. It's where we invite a comedian on, usually a comedian, but we invite someone on every week to talk about a time they got blocked on social media. That's myself and Stefan Heck, as you can see there in the picture. It comes out every Monday. It's an absolute blast. And like I said, we have episode 100 coming up this Monday. What else? Oh yes, and then I also have the POD cast, which is my new metal podcast with Brian Quinby from Street Fight Radio. You can follow Blocked Party at Blocked Party Pod and the POD cast at the POD_cast right there. And you can follow me at Cullen the Comic. My new album, Long Stories for No Reason, comes out this Friday, October 16th. It'll be anywhere you find your music and comedy. If you can download it on Friday, that would be awesome. I would love to get to the top of the iTunes charts. That'd be nice, a nice little feather in the old cap. So if you're listening and you have Spotify or Apple Music, it costs you nothing to download, and it would mean a lot to me. So, and it's just a good album. I think you'll enjoy it. So
Hells yeah.
Go get it. John was fucking hilarious on this show, and he has earned your spin on Friday for fucking nothing because you're already paying for it. Please, Diamond Club, show up for him. let's go ahead and do a little diamond time.
Heck yeah. Diamond Time is the portion of the podcast where we shout out your projects. Head on over to diamondclub.reddit.com and you'll find a big old fat sticky post right at the top and put your project in there. Top 3 of them we'll shout out right here live on the podcast. First one is from Papa Sparky. We already talked about it. Our friend Andrew Heaton had his laptop and a bunch of other stuff stolen from his car and 3 windows smashed by a weak vegan thief. And we need to raise money.
I eat meat.
We need to raise money for replacement equipment. You can Venmo him at Andrew-Heaton-1 or PayPal him at Andrew@mightyheaton.com.
Moving on, King Joey 52A says, hey guys, Diamond Scoop here. As of this writing, there is only one post here today, so I'm going to throw in a random plug. You should help me feel popular and follow me on Twitter. I don't post much, but it'll make you feel good. I'm at King Joey 52A on Twitter, fucking you in the face until you die in a fire. Diamond Scoop.
Hells yes. I'm definitely following him right now. I'm probably already following him now that I think about it.
I mean,
and then finally, number 3, we got Thinink, who says, hey, DC, I got beat up and had some gear damage for taking photos. I have a GoFundMe. It's already been fulfilled, but I figured I'd put a plug up here since there's only 2 submissions. GoFundMe can be found at badfights.com. P.S. Sorry, it's not funny. No, it's not funny to get beat up. That sucks. But badfights.com is how you can help make things right.
Hey, Bryce, we have any mail?
We do. Let's
Bring us all the mails.
let's take a listen. Join us for drinks in the Diamond Club.
Oh, the Diamond Club. That sounds grand.
Super grand. This is and
What?
No, come on. Play it again.
No,
Play it
Ken,
again.
You did this last week. All right. What? Good.
There we go.
There we go. No. We made sure that was added.
That's added.
and
That's right.
and so we need to make sure that it gets played in full next time.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I forgot that it was there. This is the part of the show where we read your emails that you sent into mail at nightattack.tv, like this one from B. Cawford with the subject line, pants. After we went through all the effort to remind Schwid to wear pants, what does he do? He wears them as a backpack. That is not what we meant. B. Cawford. There you go. That's from the...
Yeah, we did a Modern Rogue episode in which we improvised backpacks with tarps and pants.
Right. We also got this pant-related question from Captain Jack 913. 2 questions. 1, when did Brian start hating pants? And 2, when is the haircut happening, Brian? So these are focused on you.
Man, that's a good question. I'm not really married to this longer hair, but I'm at the awkward phase, and I feel like I should keep on going, see what it looks like. But then at some point, I'm just going to chop it off and go back to kind of a conservative, normal-looking hairstyle.
Justin and John, what do you think of the hair?
Well, let me just say this. So many of you who watched live last week were joined. By the way, we're joined by one of our awesome famous friends tonight in the chat room, Ali Spagnola, who has a brand new Power Hour concert that everybody should buy tickets to. But last week we were joined by Auntie Donna's own Broden Kelly. And I was talking with him throughout last week, and every single back and forth was punctuated by, what's up with Brian's hair? I want to see him let that hair go. And initially it was funny, and then it was a serious question. Brian, this has become a international, considering that Broden is in Australia, point of fixation, your hair. Can you please give us a roadmap?
I wish I could. I will. You know what I ought to do is I ought to spike it at this length and see what I'm able to get.
I mean, that's a Modern Rogue episode, right? The ultimate
Yes,
spikes.
Sure. No, I'm not married to it. It's only inertia, and it's sort of like it's one of those things where it's like you get a mulligan on life on a 2020. 2020 only happens once in a lifetime, and you only get one excuse. Like, for example, man, oh man, did I love telling everybody who needed anything from me in the last 2 months. Every email began with, so sorry this is late, period. I got COVID, period. Here's that thing you asked for 2 months ago. and nobody asks any questions. So that's why I'm letting the hair grow out for now. But I don't know that I'm going to keep it.
Okay, so no
roadmap.
You have no idea.
When you get it cut, are you going to go back to the shortcut, or are you going to keep it a longer cut?
I might go in intervals back. You know, kind of like when you grow out a beard and you decide to try on crazy handlebar mustaches and biker stashes and big old lamb chops. And
I do remember you doing exactly that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you
when
think?
I say
Full
you,
mullet?
I mean
full
me.
mullet.
Oh yeah, no, I kind of have rocked a mullet because I never got it cut. So
Well, no,
but
'cause
you're
now,
long on the-
now,
on the front
now
side.
you have
Oh
you've got
yeah. So get a little something like this
exactly
section.
yeah.
Now you know we showed it on the show. Friend of the show, Rex Williams, got a skullet where he shaved in male pattern baldness, and there was a brief moment that he was able, when it grew out, he was able to have a conservative looking short hairstyle, but just pull everything back into a ponytail. So it was like this El Camino of hairstyles.
John, have you ever seen a short-haired Brian Brushwood, or is this the first time that you have gazed
He did
upon
early in
my
the show.
co-host?
I saw when we
the
saw
fire
the
eating.
fire eating.
Yeah.
When we saw the fire eating
All right,
segment,
so-
I saw short-haired Brian. Yeah.
So then, where do you think? Upgrade, downgrade with the long hair? What do you
Sidegrade.
think?
You know, far be it from me to comment on someone else's looks.
No, you're a
but,
stranger. Please judge him publicly.
I mean, it looks better than the like straight spiky things I just saw there. I think.
Yeah, that was my
yeah,
Guile from
that's-
Street Fighter when I was touring days.
Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, I think I like it. I think it's a good. I mean, yeah, those spikes are nuts, dude.
Jesus, how many? Look at that whack, that weird, the crazy blacksmith beard that I'm doing. I think my goal is to keep changing up my look enough that, like Tom Cruise, you can only recognize him by his eyes, and they're dead and hollowed inside. And
Yeah.
and then that, because like when Tom Cruise showed up in Tropic Thunder, like you just knew it was Tom Cruise, even though he was playing an overweight bald dude, but it was clearly Tom Cruise.
I just want to say also, both of you have doppelgangers from my regular life, which I'm noticing now that we're talking about our
Can we look
kind
them
of
up? Are they
friends.
public?
Yeah. So this is my one. Well, this one you can definitely look up because he's a former Olympian from Sweden, Swedish curler, Victor Schell. And I'll show you right here. This is my
Oh my
this is
God!
my Brian copy.
That is a doppelganger.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. With the longer
Wow.
hair, too.
with the longer hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's Brian.
That's
and then,
Regular
Amazing.
Victor Shell.
a
Yeah.
regular Victor Schell, good looking guy.
Yeah,
and then
alright,
this is my friend Brant, who I think it looks like you, Justin.
Oh,
I could see
okay.
it. Needs a little
Not,
salt and
behind
not
pepper.
as exactly because it's not a great angle of his face.
Yeah, the salt and pepper. The salt and pepper.
It's the salt and pepper look. It really sells
Yeah.
it. It's not exactly,
Yeah, that's it.
but it's you guys. I was like, okay, these are.
He's got
these
an
are it.
enviable jawline. You
Very
know,
pronounced.
the reason I have to have the thicker beard because my chin is a bunny slope from my lip to my neck. Like it is really just a barely there speed bump. So he has a much more enviable jawline.
It's also just the way he was taking. He doesn't actually have that intense of a jawline. It's the way that he was taking the photo. But yeah.
I mean, if that's the case, then I got to learn how to take a fucking photo.
All right, we got one last email here from M with the subject line "Lady." M writes, "I missed that screaming lady." M followed up saying, "Ah, shit! You just played the lady." There you go. All right, thank
Oh,
you.
that's a
It
good one.
actually annoys me. Like, I am not even kidding. Like, this isn't a bit. It bothers me. It sounds like a real murder.
All right. Thank you to everybody who sent in emails. Mail, MAIL at nightattack.tv. If you send it in, we might read it at the end of the show, which is what this has been. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, what an adventure. Thank you so much for joining us, John Cullen. Everybody go buy the comedy album. Everybody check out Block Party. Everybody check out POD Cast. Hey, did you guys ever talk about Vanilla Ice's new metal version of Ice Ice Baby?
We haven't made it there yet. We're,
Okay.
we only do one episode a month. We review one classic album a month. So we haven't quite reached the point where we're like, hey, should we review Vanilla Ice's new metal stuff? We're not quite there yet.
Okay, good.
We'll be there soon, I'm sure.
All right. Real quick question. Have you followed up? This is something that I remember very briefly contemporarily when it happened, but I did not realize it until after Eddie Van Halen died. that after Wes Borland left Limp Bizkit, apparently Eddie Van Halen was one of the people that they wanted to try to bring into Limp Bizkit when Limp Bizkit was like the biggest band on the planet. And Eddie Van Halen was so disgusted because all credit to Limp Bizkit, there was one really good musician in Limp Bizkit. It was Wes Borland, and then he left.
For sure.
And Eddie Van Halen was so disgusted with being what he described as a college professor in a kindergarten class that he came back to the Jam House to pick up his stuff in a definitely not legal military vehicle that he had bought at some weird Israeli auction or something, with a bandana tied to his head and no shirt and a gun in his hand, and made Fred Durst load his music equipment into his weird military vehicle. But look that up. I was totally unaware of that story, but in nu metal history, it might be one of my favorites.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many good stories in nu metal history that that Brian and I go over, and I mean, Limp Bizkit, Fred Durst had an unbelievable amount of hubris for the talent level that he had, and I think people forget too, like. So yeah, Wes was really good, but Limp Bizkit, actually, they were all really good musicians. They pulled John Otto out of a Masters of Fine Arts in Jazz to be their drummer. Sam Rivers is a really good bass player. They were a lot of good musicians, and Fred, not so much. And but he was huge. Like, he dated Christina Aguilera for a time, or there was like talk that was happening. Like, he was like a legitimately one of the most famous people on earth. So I can understand from Fred's perspective how he would be like, yeah, Eddie Van Halen, we can get him. I'll get him. I'll get him for sure.
Well, no, he did. They all jammed, and Eddie Van Halen left his shit, and then apparently he was so pissed off he had to come back and get it. But yeah, I'm pumped. I'm pumped to listen because I love that genre, and I've loved hanging out with you. Everybody,
Thanks, guys.
Please, go support John Cullen.
Thank you very much, guys.
Justin, what did we learn today?
We learned that apparently I'm horny as fuck for Carmen Sandiego.
we learned that the prisoners go out for playtime and get shivved.
We learned that oh my will live forever in Star Wars history.
We learned that Yes and Castillo is my favorite character.
We learned that John Cullen's new album, Long Stories for No Reasons, is available on Friday, and everybody should go get it.
And we learned that the Bit Boss is...
The Bit Boss.
Our Bit Boss with 1,337 bits is Pro Idiot Everywhere Else, and Water Ice Scoop with 10 gift subs. Thank you both of you.
Yeah, dude. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We will see you next Tuesday.
Die in a fire!
Every time you go, I get so sad that I wanna drink a warm glass of Drano. Night attack, night attack, night attack, night attack, night attack, night attack. I love you.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.